In this video, I am going to show you how to set up GridWorld using BlueJ. And the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the bluej.org website and download the BlueJ version of the GridWorld project. Right here is the link. It's slightly different than the version you'll get from AP Central because it's fine-tuned to work with BlueJ. So you click here and you download it. I've done so already down here. I have a folder. And when you download it and unzip it, you'll get this folder, and inside there are a couple different things. The first thing is the framework folder, which is a list of the source code for different things like the actor um, and actor world, the GIF images for the bugs, and so forth. So it's basically a list of code and different things in GridWorld. Um, There's a jar file, which is basically all of the code you just seen pre-compiled into a jar file, which is a Java archive. Um, it includes a lot of the GUI things that we really don't need to worry about. There's Java docs, which Java docs are the quick reference for the different classes in GridWorld using the Java doc standard. So that's that. And then there are some sample projects. So we'll get GridWorld working with one of our sample projects off the bat here. So let me close this up and let me start BlueJ, and I'll show you how this works. So when you start BlueJ, you're going to want to make sure that we have some preference set here. So if you recall, in BlueJ there was a jar file. That's basically a set of precompiled code. We want to make sure that we have a reference to it, that it knows it exists so we can use it. If I go to Preferences under BlueJ and click on Libraries, I actually have it preloaded for myself. But if you didn't have it, let's say I delete it. If yours is blank, I would say Add, and in my case it'd be mlu. There's my folder that you downloaded, and just click on the jar file. And click OK, and it says you need to restart, so I will. But basically what that does is tells BlueJ that that file exists and it can use all that precompiled code that comes in the folder. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to open up a project, and I'll go to that projects folder that was in the GridWorld folder. Click on projects, click on first project, and what I see is the bug runner, and I'll right click and I'll click main and run it, and if all works out well, I'll see a screen that looks like this, and I can click run. And I can see my bug run on the screen. I can go faster, so you can see what a bug does. I'll close that up. I can go and I can open up a critter project. Critter project's a little interesting. It actually has a critter runner. Then there's something called a chameleon critter and a crab critter. I'll just try this one first, so you can see what that looks like. It didn't start for some reason. Try it again. And there it goes. I'll click run, and you can see what a critter does. It looks like there's some random type motion to it. Looks like it just ate a flower. And there's a chameleon runner. Probably has some chameleon aspect to it. Let's run it. And looks like it changes colors based on what it comes in contact with. So that's a chameleon critter. So some coloring aspects to it. And then finally the crab runner. And we'll run that one, so you can see what crabs do. So to review, to get a working GridWorld project, you first go to the bluej.org website, and you click on BlueJ GridWorld, download the BlueJ version of GridWorld, which will give you a folder that you can unzip. In there's some source code that you can look at, a jar file of all the pre-compiled code. Note that if you go into the framework folder and modify any code, you actually won't be making any changes to the project. It's because it's all been pre-compiled into here. There are ways to get around that, and we'll talk about that in later videos. Java docs were the references for the Java files, and then finally a couple sample projects that you can open up and run. And finally, remember that you need to, in BlueJ, make sure you go to Preferences, Libraries, and tell BlueJ where to find that jar file, because it's all the precompiled code that it needs to use. And those are the steps you need to do to get a working GridWorld project.